Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the My Stock Journey channel. So before we get into the video, I did just want to take a second and say thank you guys. I woke up this morning and saw that we hit 250 subscribers. I think overnight we just did like 9 subscribers or something insane like that. So seeing the growth of this channel is honestly just so rewarding, and it's such a satisfying feeling, know that the hard, because I honestly, if you're a YouTuber, you know, like, making these videos is a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of thinking and it takes a lot of spare time, which I don't have much of, to kind of put these videos together. And so kind of seeing that people are supporting it and seeing that it's growing is honestly just such an amazing feeling. Honestly, like, the fact that I started this channel about 2.5 months ago, coming up on 3 months now, and we're already seeing 250 subscribers, seeing about 100 subscribers every single month, it just blows my mind at this point. 25 subscribers a week is pretty much what we're doing. And, you know, I don't know. It's just such a crazy feeling. I just wanted to take a second before we even did anything else and just say thank you to everyone who supports the channel and supports me and is allowing me to be able to grow out and do something that I really am passionate about. So in today's video, I'll be going over 4 high-paying dividend stocks that, you know, I believe to be relatively safe. There's obviously the higher they pay out in dividends, the little bit less safe they're going to be because their payout ratio is just going to be a little bit higher. But I went in and I specifically chose dividends in which I thought could withstand the test of time. Their payout ratio isn't too high and their dividend is high as well. These stocks are going to range from a dividend payment of from 4% to about 6%. And so with that being said, there are going to be some very, very nice dividend yields and could be very worth considering adding to your portfolio one day in the future. One kind of turn I did want to take with this channel is just being able to go in and add more value to you guys. I felt like in the beginning of this channel, I was just me, like, what am I doing? I mean, it's even my stock journey. But I felt like, okay, you guys are supporting me and y'all are kind of helping me out through my journey and giving me feedback. So I wanted to be able to go in and put out videos like these in which I kind of go and just give you guys some value, give you guys some stocks to look into, give you some stocks or give you some ideas for concepts or strategies or anything like that. And so I've honestly felt more satisfied with this channel now that I feel like I'm giving back to you guys as well. And if you do like the style of video like this where I kind of just give back, definitely let me know in the comments section. Just give me your feedback there. Let me know what I could do different or give me any suggestions for future videos. That would be much appreciated as well. If you are new to the channel, stick around, watch the video, let me know what you think, and if you do enjoy it, hit that subscribe button or come back another time. But let's get straight into the video. So first up on the list, we have Abbvie. So if you're a big investor or you're big into dividend investing specifically, you know, if you've ever done any type of research into dividends, you've more than likely heard of Abbvie. Abbvie is basically just a biopharmaceutical company which basically engages in, you know, trying to come up with cures and put out medicines and anything that can help like pretty serious diseases, you know, from things like Parkinson's to all honestly metabolic diseases. They just have a very wide array of, you know, diseases in which they try to focus on bringing cures to. They went public in 2013 because for a really long time they were under Abbott Laboratories, but they kind of decided that they were going to go public and that they would take their own, you know, basically their own route. They are a part of the Dividend aristocrat since they were with Abbott Laboratories, meaning they've been paying out dividends and growing them for over 25 years, which is once again, that's kind of what I was saying earlier, basically that I wanted to introduce some high-paying dividend stocks, but ones in which were a little bit safer as well, because no one wants to just, you know, maybe get one dividend and the company completely erases itself. You know, that's never fun. But their annual payout is about $4.72 per share, which yields about 4.8%, coming up on that 5% mark. And if you do, you know, if you are into dividends, you know that a 3% is kind of like average 3 or 4%, but once we start pushing to 5, 6, 7%, that's typically a pretty high dividend yield. And so if you can have a company that pays a high dividend yield but is also very safe, that is a very, very good thing. Their dividend payout ratio, which is basically the ratio of their income to how much they pay in dividends, is only right under 60%. I don't honestly mess with anything above 60%. So seeing them right under that 60% mark is very interesting for me too. And it's honestly a company in which I've been looking at adding to my portfolio longer down the line whenever I want to focus more dividends. I kind of taken a different step in, in another direction whenever it comes to my portfolio personally, simply for the fact that I wanted to focus on growth investing and then go into dividend investing later down the line whenever, you know, I wanted to live off of it or do whatever I wanted to do, right? So one thing about Abbvie, and you know, like I said, there's always going to be issues. One thing about Abbvie is that it spent much of 2018 and 2019 in decline because a lot of its patents around the world were starting to expire, basically meaning that it wouldn't necessarily own the rights to a lot of the different medicines, and it wouldn't be like the sole holder of those ideas or those concepts, those medicines, etc. And so that could definitely be a bad thing, because it could introduce some way or introduce a route for its competitors to, do the same things as it or outdo them. So that definitely could be something to look at, but I don't think it's something that necessarily would be so detrimental to them that it causes bankruptcy or anything like that, simply for the fact that they are so well established. The drugs that they are focusing on more of recently, Abbvie and Venclexta, have seen massive revenue increases over the last couple of years. And that's very promising, because if you see a company and maybe one aspect of its business model is starting to fall, whenever you see it bringing up another part to kind of replace it or outdo the old one, that's definitely very promising for the future, because you can tell that they're actually investing and doing things in which to keep themselves afloat. And so I will say that is amazing. They also did take over Allegrin, which is very big, especially where I'm from. I'm from the South, and allergies are really bad here. And so with that being said, I do see that becoming a very strong aspect of their business. And so once again, I don't want to go too deep into each one of these companies. I don't want to go too deep into the numbers, but with all that being said, I just want to kind of give like a brief summary on what all is going on with these companies. And so with that being said, Abbvie is definitely a very, in my opinion, a very safe but very high paying dividend yield as well. So next up on the list, we have Innovative Industrial Properties. Innovative Industrial Properties is basically a REIT. You guys know I love my REITs. And what that is a real estate investment trust. What they do is they provide the properties for other companies basically to facilitate and grow cannabis. Now, the good thing about that is that means they don't do the cannabis growing themselves, which kind of gets them around a lot of regulations, and they're not subject to regulations in the cannabis industry that could definitely take away from their profits. The current annual dividend payout is $4.24 per share, which sits right around 4.5% of a dividend yield for the year. They do pay quarterly, which is, honestly not bad. So seeing an extra 4.5% of, basically just income into your portfolio simply for holding or adding one of these type of stocks to your portfolio is an absolutely amazing feeling. I will say personally, as a dividend investor, seeing those really nice dividends come in every 3 months or so, especially when they come in every 3 months or they come in every quarter, they're typically a bigger payment, obviously, than a monthly payment. So whenever you see just a really, I think my other one the other day was like $70 from Store Capital, that feeling of reward is honestly so amazing. It's so dope. One amazing thing about this company that really puts it on my radar though is that last year they seen revenue increases of I think 249%, 250%, somewhere around that area. And so what that means is that as a REIT, every REIT, in order to hold its position as a real estate investment trust, it must pay out a certain amount of its revenue as dividends, meaning that since it's seen such a big increase in revenue, that the dividend that they pay out must increase. They haven't had the increase yet, but I do believe that it must be coming soon, simply for the fact that if they want to hold their position as a REIT, they have to increase that dividend so they can keep that ratio right. And lastly, about the stock, another good thing that I do look at is the overall industry in which it owns its properties, right? Because when you look at a REIT, you can't just look at their business, but you have to look at how are the businesses that are operating in their buildings doing. And whenever you look at the cannabis industry, it's something that's coming alive. It is now legal, or hemp is legal in all 50 states, meaning that they can operate and own these buildings in every single state. There's no restrictions on that, which can be a major player in their growth. Also, whenever you look at their compound growth annually, the cannabis industry is compounding 18% every single year, meaning that we are seeing larger and larger growth every single year, meaning that they could start to own buildings everywhere as they start to have more demand, and the supply for those buildings is going to definitely be there, which could once again fuel more income, which could then increase that dividend to even higher amounts as they do begin to expand. Next up on the list, we have Prudential Financial. Now, what does Prudential Financial do? Well, they provide wealth management and retirement products for individuals and institutions. Pretty simple, but they keep it simple, they keep it short, and they keep it very straightforward. And so that's another reason I like them. I don't like companies who try to get too complex with everything they do. I like kind of like a company who's just straightforward with their thing. Yeah, they could be a little bit diversified in the products, but what their overall goal is, it's very, very simple. One good thing, and one good sign of growth for this company is that even though they keep it simple, they've increased their dividend every single year since 2008. The dividend payment just topped $4 this year, which is absolutely phenomenal considering what they were at about 10 to 12 years ago. So seeing the growth for the last 10 years, a little bit over a decade, is absolutely a very, very positive sign, especially as a dividend investor. You do not want to sit here and invest in companies who are cutting their dividends every year or doing anything that could be a little bit wishy-washy, right? Now, one thing I will say about this company that, necessarily could be a very bad thing or it could be a good thing. It kind of just depends on how you look at it it, and basically, depending on what type of dividend investor you are, this could be something that completely turns you off. Or be like, oh, okay, I don't really care about the growth of the company. I just want to get my dividend payments every month, quarter, year, whatever, and know that it's safe. And one thing about Prudential Financial is that their stock price has fallen about 30% in the last couple of years, which definitely could be an issue if you're more concerned about the money that you have in the market rather than the amount of money you're getting paid in dividends. But what I will say is they are still profitable. They've seen about an 8% increase in revenue over the last couple of years. So that definitely does show that there's still room to grow. And I think that with everything going on right now, they could see some growth opportunity coming out of this pandemic. A lot of, these businesses that have a very strong management teams are going to use situations like this to fuel the fire and to fuel their products and come out with these products that could absolutely beat the market or do very good things and have high demand. So with that being said, I feel like they have a very good management team, and I think that they will come up with some type of plan coming out of this pandemic that will definitely increase their revenue, increase their earnings, which could definitely turn their stock price around full force. So next up on the list, we have PPL Corp. PPL Corp is an electric company that provides electricity to the UK, Kentucky, and Pennsylvania. So one good thing about PPL Corp is the fact that they are going to be paying a dividend of 6.2%. Now that is going to be the highest dividend on this list today. As I said earlier, 5% is getting pretty high. So seeing that 6.2% dividend is very, very high. Just in my opinion, I know there's some 10, 11, 12% out there. I don't trust those at all. But I feel like for a safe dividend stock, 6.2% is very high indeed. So one good thing about PPL Corp is the fact that they've kind of honed down on where they provide their electricity to. They have the UK, they have Kentucky, and they have Pennsylvania. And basically what they're doing is they're just providing the best quality possible to the places that they're in before they even consider expanding outward. I guess they just didn't want to put too many eggs in their basket at one time. They wanted to make sure that they were providing the best customer service, the best quality, and to be the best company that they can for the eggs that they have already before expanding out and trying to, take on too much at one time and biting off more than they could chew. And I find that that's going to be very important considering they've been expanding and paying their dividend since 1946, and I feel like the fact that they're taking their time and going from place to place and providing the best quality possible is a big part of the reason in which they've been able to grow and withstand the test of time. Since 1946 they've been able to pay out that dividend, and I feel like that's going to be a big aspect of their business model that is going to allow them to pay this dividend out for years to come. With that being said, that will be the end of the video. If you guys did like the type of video where I kind of just go in and give you guys some stocks to just once again add some value to you guys, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Your feedback there always helps me out, and you give me some suggestions for videos that I actually make here. This video actually came from one of my comments in about 2 or 3 videos ago. So once again, if you do want a certain video made, just let me know down there, and the odds of me making it are about 100% because I more than likely will. But once again, go ahead and drop some comments down there. If you did like this video, hit that like button. If you are new to the channel and you did enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Like I said earlier, the growth of my channel has absolutely been phenomenal, and I'm really glad that you guys are liking it, and the support you guys give me makes me feel amazing. I'll see you guys next time. I do want to be posting about 3 times a week. I've been posting twice a week, but I feel like I can handle 3. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to give it a try, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.